So this is going to be like the most unofficial video you're going to see today, but I'm still going to put it out regardless, unfiltered, unedited, just the way it is. One of the things I've come to realize is that every single one of us must have struggled with this particular thing at some point in our life. I'm just going to share. So while growing up, I went to the university, graduated, came out of school, and for a couple months, years, I was jobless. I was literally jobless, and I know how crazy and how frustrating it was for me back then. So I graduated in 2015, and then I would take my for those of you who are in Nigeria, there's this thing, I don't know what they call it. I think, is it clear bag or so? I don't know. It's like this transparent kind of bag you tend to put your documents and your credentials in. So I'll put it there, and then I'll go for job interviews, and then I'm going to scale through the first phase of the interview, and oh, you did very well and all that stuff. When I get to the next phase of the interview, they'll be like, how many years of experience do you have? And I'm like, I just graduated. And they're like, oh, we need people with like 5 years of experience and all. And I used to ask myself, if we are not given the chance, how do we get this 5 years of experience? So I used to come home depressed. I know there was this particular interview I went for. It was a link from my uncle. So my uncle gave me the pass, and a relative of mine, we went to that bank. It was for a job interview. So we went to the bank, and then they did the interview. They interviewed me, they interviewed her, and then they looked at me. Oh, you're seemingly more qualified. I mean, you graduated with a 2-1, and she did is it OND? I can't remember what she did and all, but no shades, she did that. And they looked at me and they went for her. So it was crazy. It was really, really crazy. I felt so bad. I felt terrible. I was happy for her, but I was unhappy for myself, because I mean, I've been looking for a job all the while. So I came home a little bit down, dejected, depressed, and I spoke with my dad, and then I told him, I'm tired. I started looking at some of my classmates who had like gone ahead of me, in quotes, some of them doing really, really great things, and I'm like, oh, this person is doing that. And my dad said something to me which I will never forget, and that's the same message I want to pass on to you watching this right now. So he was like, Fortune, everyone's time zone is not the same. Everyone's time zone is different. So he was like, the person traveling to Lagos by air, person traveling to Lagos by road, and the person traveling to Lagos by sea are all heading towards Lagos, right? The destination is Lagos, but then the person going by air is going to arrive at Lagos faster. The person going by water would arrive at Lagos eventually. The person going by road will arrive a little bit later, but the bottom line is that they will still arrive so long as they know the route to where they're going to. And then it changed a lot for me. He was like, calm down, you're on a journey, continue and stay consistent. And today I'm really grateful for that. So I'm at a place where I look at God has been faithful to me. It's just happened like a dream. God has been faithful to me, and right now I look at my life in retrospect, and I'm like, there's a lot of things I'm seeing, a lot of testimonies, a lot of miracles, a lot of breakthroughs in business that I am experiencing, that if anyone told me I was going to be here this particular time, it would have been like a joke, considering where I was as at then, because I was so depressed. Trust me, I was a broke and jobless Nigerian youth, right? So it was crazy. But then I was looking for jobs, but this is what actually happened. So I was looking for jobs and I couldn't get anyone, right? And the ones I got, they weren't jobs I really wanted to do. So one of those days I was like, with my phone, I'm like, what do you have in your hands? You have your phone. What are you doing with your phone? Okay, go online, start browsing, start learning things. And I mean, before I even go further, this is for those of you who may have had a formal education and you feel like it's not really necessary for you to learn any other thing apart from what you studied in school. This video might change your perspective. So I watched videos on YouTube, watched a lot of videos on social media marketing, Instagram and all that. So I have this aunt of mine who like had a business on ground, right? So she was doing so well, exceptionally well in sales, but she didn't have any online presence. So I was like, oh mama, let me help you run your Instagram account. As at that time I didn't know anything about social media management, and then she obliged. She was like, okay, oh well and good. So we tried. I was doing it without any clue, afraid. I just kept on doing it, and then I would post. We would try to do engagements. I would engage on a lot of people's content, trying to grow their accounts. I was watching videos, and then I remember when we got to the first 1,000 followers, I was so excited. I was excited. So the account kept on growing, and then I think one of her clients was like, ah, mama, who is helping you manage your account? Because I know you won't have the time to be doing all this. And she was like, oh, it's my boy. Oh, Fortune. Okay. So she recommends me to this particular person, and then she paid me back then. I remember 20,000 naira. This was as at I can't really remember. Is it 2018, 19ish, 2018 or so? I can't really remember. So 20,000 naira per month to manage her account. It was a funny amount for a graduate with a 2-1 in quotes. But I mean, I did it humbly. Accepted the job. I started getting referrals here and there, started doing stuff. I now got to a point I became a little bit more confident in my craft, and I started reaching out, cold emailing, pitching to people online. Oh, I could help you manage your business, I could help you audit your page, I could help you do this. I was just basically proofing digital solutions to these guys, and then so they would oblige and they'll pay me some 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira, still around that range. I think the highest then was like 30,000 naira. I even had some I was doing pro bono for my aunt. I was doing pro bono. I wasn't charging her any dime. Yeah, she just, like, whenever she feels led, she just gives me you know, some cash, right? But it wasn't like a structured salary thing. Yeah, it was pro bono, it was for free. So, but it was a learning curve for me, and I kept on doing it, and gradually I kept on getting referrals. I kept on learning, honing my skills. I started taking courses, structured courses actually, in digital marketing. I branched out to other areas of digital marketing, and the rest is history. And then fast forward to I think 2020 or so. During the lockdown, it was a pivotal year for me, because I got a link, yeah, to work with a contestant in what do I call it now? To work with a contestant in a reality TV show. Yes, so I was working her team. Back then, she was big. She was one of the top. In fact, she was a finalist, so to speak, and it was crazy. Yeah, I was managing her socials with other handlers, and it was a pivotal moment for me. I got a lot of connections, I met a lot of people. Oh, you're fortunate. Oh, you're nice. You're cool. You're this and that. Blah 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 blah. Long and short of the story, from that same link, I got someone, a Nollywood actress, was like, oh, I like you. I want you to manage my social media, and then started managing her social media. From there, I kept on getting referrals upon referrals upon referrals, to a point I stopped looking. I can't remember when last I actually sat down to look for a job. So it happened like that. Years kept going by. I was getting referrals back to back, referrals upon referrals upon referrals, and I didn't need to necessarily look for a job. So by the grace of God, the same. And I remember, yes, I need to share this particular part, because I feel like it's very important to share. So I know back then, my dad didn't really take this whole social media thing serious back then. So he was like, oh, Fortune, why don't you learn a skill? And I'm like, what I'm doing, is it not skill enough? And he's like, you know, like, learn something else and all, right? But then I took it as a challenge. I was like, you know, this same skill that doesn't look so important now, I'm going to make something out of it. And then I stayed consistent, kept on honing my skills and all that stuff, and then I grew in it. And I think it was I don't know what year that was, when I met him. I was like, oh, I'm ready to leave the house, and the rest is history. And he was like, I may not have said this often, but Fortune, I am proud of you. And that moment was quite pivotal for me. It meant a lot to me, my dad saying he was proud of me. I mean, I came out, having like graduated with a good grade. I didn't get a job. I was able to create something for myself and all. And so he was happy. Then he prayed for me, gave me a gift, and then I left the house and started life like that. So the long and short of the story, one of the days I was in my house and my younger sister texts me and she's like, "Oh, Brother Fortune, remember that time that he used to say you press your phone too much and all?" I was like, "Oh yeah." Guess what? I said, "What?" "Well, he told me to take this social media thing seriously." And I'm like, "Oh wow, really?" Really? Oh, it's that important, right? And I was happy. I was pretty excited for her and for myself too, because I mean, he now sees the value in it. He now sees the value in that. And I asked myself one question: what if I had given up? What if I had quitted? Today I am happily married to the love of my life. I am quite comfortable. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I am certainly nowhere close to where I was. I am quite comfortable. God has been faithful to me. And so the long and short of the story is, you may not be able to connect the dots looking forward. I keep saying this to all those who care to listen. You may be doing a job right now that you're not so happy with. You may be doing whatever you're doing right now. I just want to tell you to be encouraged. The God you serve, he neither sleeps nor slumbers. And he says that, seest thou a man diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not before men. I think I need to even add this part, that this, my line of work, has taken me to made me walk into rooms that I never envisaged I was going to get into, made me meet high caliber people, made me connect with, oh Jesus Christ, took me from just being a regular social media manager to a celebrity social media manager. And it's been quite a good experience for me. So now I'm at a point where I'm just looking to expand, looking to grow, and I have diversified over the years. For those of you who know me personally, you know that Fortune Whooped is quite a polymath, so I'm not like limited to social media management. My skills now cut across SEO, copywriting, personal branding, corporate branding, design, product design, graphic design, video editing. And I'm not telling you things that I am a learner, right? These are skills that I can decide to dump everything I'm doing and focus on one of them, and I will still thrive there, right? So I'm quite proficient in all these things I've actually mentioned. So it didn't happen in a night. I studied English to start with, and then it didn't look like anything for me back then because I'm like, why am I studying English? I mean, I graduate and then I teach in school. That was what I used to think. And I didn't want to lecture, but I love to talk, I love to teach, but not in school, not in the formal sense of, yeah. So so I learned all these things, and then they've helped me to a particular point. The English back then, I used to look at it as, oh, what would I do with it? But today I'm using it literally because I'm a communicator. I'm a public speaker. I create content on social media. I need to dot my I's and cross my T's. The English that I didn't really take as important back then is now pivotal to every single thing I do today. Every single thing I do. So yes, so this is me just not yapping. This is me telling you, whatever you're doing, whatever your hand finds to do, that's what the scripture says, do it diligently. Do it diligently. And the God who sees you is definitely going to help you to rise above the storms. If this video encourages you, please let me know in the comment section, and feel free to subscribe, share, and let others be encouraged as well. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Bye.